Obvious, a lot of bored people this summer. Ready for some football. All right. This might be a record, Tim.
Oh, it's no doubt.
I don't know, for a day one practice.
Aside from the press conference we had for the semifinal.
Wow.
It's certainly a day one record.
We were supposed to have a good team or something. It's good. All right. Well, we're excited to get going. Really pleased with how these guys have worked really since January 12th when the 2016 journey began. These guys have been awesome really from day one. Good spring, good summer. And so the next step for us now is we kind of enter what we call prime time here August 2nd, and that's getting back on the grass with these guys. We had a good spring, really good spring, like what we got done there, but we weren't a complete team in the spring. So today is exciting because we're a complete team. We got all the pieces to the puzzle. Everything is here, with the arrival of the freshmen, and got a couple transfers in here as well, graduate guys that are walking on, and some new walk-ons to mix in. So we got a full team ready to charge back up the mountain and see how we can do this year. But excited about it. I thought the weigh-in yesterday, these guys have done a good job. I can't thank our strength coaches enough. We got the best in the business. These guys do a phenomenal job in preparing our team, and they kind of pass the torch today as we get back out on the field with them. So leadership's been really good. Love the mindset of our team as we get going here, and we just got to try to just win one day at a time. I mean, that's really there's really no secret to it. You just got to be committed right out of the gate to do the best you can each and every day. We got 123 days till the ACC championship game, and you gotta win one day at a time, and then hopefully look up at the end of the season and you got a chance to compete for your conference title. So it starts today as far as the practice work. We know that we're going to be playing here in about 31 days or so, and we look forward to that. So we've got a lot of work to do to prepare the team, and can't wait to get out there and get started.
Hey, Coach, after the media days, the car washes, the Sean going to ESPN, all that stuff, how nice is it just to get back to work?
It's great. This is my favorite part of my job. I enjoy all of it. I mean, there's not really anything that I just hate. I try to enjoy all the aspects of what I do. But I love football. I love coaching. I love the game planning. I love the teaching. I love being with the player every day. And so for the next 7 months, I get to pretty much be with our players every day. And I look forward to that. And I love the grind. I love the grind of the season. And so this is the best part of the year for me. Just getting back to the roots of doing what I do, what I love to do. This is my 35th year, in football. I started playing in the 5th grade, and so I played 8 years in middle school, high school, and then 5 years in college, and then coached 8 years at Alabama, and entering year 14 here at Clemson. So, my 35th year to be a part of a team, and would be my 37th. I had missed 2 of those seasons when I got out of coaching, but I don't take it for granted. It's a blessing to be able to do what we get a chance to do, and I love it. Went for a jog at lunch today, and that's kind of like I always do on the first day. I just kind of jog the fields, and I just love the fresh grass and fresh paint, and it's just exciting to have a new beginning and a new start and a new challenge. So looking forward to it, and excited about our opportunities.
Having Mike Williams out full go, just talk about that dynamic.
It's great. For us, he was back this spring. I mean, he really did everything this spring. We just didn't let him scrimmage, but he was knocked around and on the ground and dove and rolled. I mean, so in my mind, it's really just picking up where he left off in the spring. But just to have him back, ready to play, is huge. I mean, he just changes the dynamics of the game from a defensive standpoint as far as how people try to defend you, because you gotta have an answer for number 7. So I think that, and then just the strength that he brings into our core, the numbers, the depth that we'll have. Dion has got great experience now. Obviously, he got a chance to play all last year and got some good experience. So, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good duo right there, Mike Williams and a sophomore Dion Kane, who's been there and played and got some experience. Same thing with Ray and Artavis. Now you got a couple guys with some really good experience that are they're just better. And so I'm excited about that, and Renfro and Travion and then those freshmen that'll be joining the mix. So he just brings a presence that we're excited to have back on the field.
The first spring that Deshaun was here, y'all had a contact practice with the quarterbacks. He got hurt. Ever since then, have you ever had any Deshaun or any of the quarterbacks go through much? And do you want Kelly and Nick to do much of that? No. I've seen enough of them, and that spring it was just kind of necessary to really. We had a really heated, contested quarterback battle going on with 3 good players, and we just needed to kind of get a little added evaluation. It's not something that I prefer to do, but it was a part of it. But that's not the first time that we've made the quarterbacks live. But I think we're very confident in what we've seen out of Kelly and Nick, and know what they can do from a physical standpoint. We're just continue to evaluate them from just the quarterbacking aspect of it as we go through camp.
Coach, is this the most talented team you've had here entering day one?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. We've had a lot of talented teams. It's interesting. People probably, maybe on paper, if people who evaluate recruiting or whatever, where they say, okay, well, you've got this amount of 4 stars or this amount of 5 stars. And so I don't know. Maybe somebody's looked at that. I have not. Maybe on paper it is from a sheer just ranking standpoint, but that doesn't equate to good football players. I know people like to think that is, but if that was the case, Tig Willard would have never been a player here. Quandon Christian, Adam Humphreys. Adam Humphreys was a baller for 4 years here and beat out a lot of 4- and 5-star guys. So I don't get caught up in all that. I'm just looking for whether or not it's the best team will prove. The proof will be in the pudding when we go play and put a season under. And it's not necessarily, well, this team won this many wins and this team won that many wins. That's really not it either. I know that's an easy way to judge things, wins and losses, but there's a lot that goes into that. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a good team. We got a good roster. We're talented. We don't have any excuses. We're young. We got some youth, but I think that's fun.
Are there any newcomers you're particularly excited about seeing out there, maybe from a depth standpoint, what they might be able to contribute?
All those guys, I'm excited to see them for the first time, really competing to have a chance to play. I mean, even the mid-years that were here this spring, that was fun seeing those 7 guys go through spring ball. I've got a pretty good comfort zone with those guys, having seen them. But it's different when you get into camp. It's just very different when you're, spring ball, you're practicing every other day. It's a slower tempo from an installation standpoint. You get into camp, it's a whole different deal. The mental grind of it, the physical grind of it, the overall competition with all the pieces here is something that I'm anxious to see how those guys handle. But the new guys coming in here, I'm excited to see them all. I specifically, it's good to get Xavier Kelly in here. I think we only had one more defensive end coming in, and so to get him in to give us another, really big, athletic, strong body at that position, that's a positive. And then I think shoring up the secondary with some of those, we had 5 DBs. Now Dawkins is going to be out, with the surgery that he had. But the other 4 guys, getting them in the mix. Same thing with those receivers. TJ Chase just made it last week, so You know, he hasn't been here very long, going to be a little bit behind, but just glad he's here. But all those guys, you know, I think Feaster adding in, getting just another guy at the running back position. It's great to get J.C. Chalk in the mix at tight end, and we just got to evaluate them all. Get Big John Simpson in here, you know, another one of those offensive linemen, Cade Stewart. So, you know, all those guys are important pieces to what we're going to do, and looking forward to evaluating them. Skowski, we had 2 backers here in the spring, and now we're getting him here. So we're just kind of completing the team, and I'm excited to see them all.
What does Fabian bring to the running back room that already has a lot of experience, but he maybe provides some things that are already in there?
Speed. I mean, he's just, you know, you're talking about a guy that's, I think he won the 100 and 200 as a freshman, sophomore, and junior in high school, and would have won it this year, you know, had he been able to compete. Had surgery, so I mean, there's fast, and then there's real fast, and he's real fast. And then you throw in the fact that he's about 208 pounds. This is a guy that's got a bright future. You know, he's got a lot to learn. He's got to go compete, and he's got some other good. We got a bunch of good players there. He just gives us, you know, a little something different.
What's your greatest concern today heading into the year?
My greatest concern today. My greatest.
About today, I mean about the season starting.
Maybe all of y'all being here on the first practice might be a good place to start. Man, y'all making me nervous. Marty Smith's here on first day of practice. I mean, wow. You know, I said that to our local media. They asked me that question earlier. I don't really have a huge concern. I mean, there's nothing that I'm just at night going, oh my God. And I've been there before. You know, I've been in that situation before where I'm going, oh boy, you know, I hope this doesn't happen, or hope, you know, just kind of keep your fingers crossed on some things, or just hoping that a guy might come through for you. But I don't. There's nothing that I think that keeps me up at night. But I think that we've got some fill in the blank spots, and probably the biggest thing would be, you know, our defensive end position. I think that we're strong inside. I think we're going to be better at linebacker, because we got more guys that are going to be ready to play than we had last year. I love the competition, the speed, the athleticism that we're going to have in the secondary. But we're just young and inexperienced at defensive end, and we have not been in that situation. It's been a while. We've always had, I mean, at least for this past several years, we've had a couple of salty dogs that's kind of been around, and this is a little different. You know, a couple of years ago, we're sitting there with Shaq and Dodd and Vic Beasley and Corey Crawford and Tavares Barnes, and we had a bunch of vets. And then last year, we had Shaq and Dodd, and then all freshmen. And Yergin got a little bit of experience toward the end of the season. Austin got some decent experience, but that's really it. So, I mean, you know, that's probably the number one area where we got to kind of fill in some blanks. You know, but I like what we've got on the roster. You know, I think that we've got good players, but we just don't have the numbers at that position that we do at some of these other spots. So I think they're going to do great. I think Austin Bryant and Big Clee and Rich and Register and Xavier and all those guys will be great. But we got a lot of coaching to do, a lot of work to do with that group. But outside of that, I think that you know, we just got to go put the work in, pay the price all over again.
Leggett and Gallman had decisions to make last year in the NFL. They chose to come back. Those two have been established starters. So when you look at those two, how do you avoid that complacency and making sure that they don't really look back and they fulfill everything they want for this year?